Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
Into the Johnnie Bobbo Show on LateNightSportsRadio.com on your Spreaker app. If you're lazy, you're crazy, or just a busy person you want to download us, you can do that on iTunes as well. Just type in Johnnie Bobbo Show. Happy belated Father's Day to everybody out there, and best of luck to all those recovering from those super intense tornadoes and storms that ripped through the Midwest earlier in the week. My name is Johnny Malors Jr. I'm of 87sportsfans.com. To my imaginary right, we got our guy, Bob Sullivan of No Coast Bias is killing it. And then again, the metal shop. Let's wait for the applause here. It's going to be Keith Grieve. Every time. But yeah, so that happens, folks. I don't know if those tornadoes or anything kind of affected any of you. However, I know like my camping ground, we have a camper out there. They got whacked really hard. Luckily, our camper wasn't destroyed or anything like that, but just seeing all the devastation that it caused there. Also in Coal City, again, best wishes out to Nick Shepkowski. He was a guest on our show last week. His family is from Coal City, and I guess his house happened to be okay, but his neighbors weren't as fortunate. So, again, just prayers out to all those people. If you can do anything to help, I've been sharing links and stuff like that. Feel free to donate some money to help these people out, because that sucks, man. Especially coming from my perspective. I don't know if you guys have like a little getaway place, but I don't get to vacation very often. And when I do, it's like for a day or two, and I'll go out to Woodhaven Lakes and Sublette, Illinois, and it's always just a nice place to chill out. And now anytime it rains, everyone's going to be freaking out. Crickets. Where's Bobbo?
Oh, we lost Bob momentarily. Here he is.
I was gonna say, literally the entire time we're hearing crickets in the background, but the one time we were expecting the crickets, there are no crickets.
And here's Bob. Bob's back.
I'll give you guys some crickets.
Oh, there's the crickets. How you doing? We missed you. I was just mentioning about the awful storms and how it affected me, where I don't get to vacation all that often. You know what I mean? So when I do, I can only get away for a couple days. And that was my place, where I always felt comfortable and able to let off some stress. And it turns out, that whole area gets ravaged by a tornado.
Yeah, it is always sad that the communities that are destroyed by tornadoes are always small towns, and it is very sad when, an entire town is just pretty much wiped off the map by a tornado.
Well, yeah, and I mean, what I was getting to, right before I turn it over to you was that, it's, you go there, you figure, hey, you're safe, you're up here, you can relax. Now, anytime it rains, everybody's going to be waiting to hear the tornado sirens. You know what I mean? And so now it's, it's going to take a little while for people to get comfortable up there, let alone just recover and get all their stuff back together. But just again, like I said, I'll be sharing links on Facebook and on Twitter and stuff. If you guys can get a chance to donate, that'd be awesome. But we're here to talk sports and maybe a little bit of music later. But if you have any NBA grievances, that's what you can do. You can air them out tonight, 585-633-7487. You can tweet us at LN Sports Radio, at MALIORIS, or at Bob Sullivan Show. And we're going to kick off the show. We're going to run through Malor's Moleskins, do some of that stuff, hit some of the headlines, see what you guys think. But then at 9:30, we're going to bring in Tim Duxbury of Cubs 101 to explain, what Joe Madden has brought to this Cubs team, because I think they're pretty much outperforming, what everybody has at least expected of them to this point. And especially bringing in, they've had 5 of their 6 core prospects have made the major leagues right now. So that's something to talk about. And then later on, we get into the NBA draft. Which fan base is probably more pissed off right now? Obviously, the Knicks fans. I think they probably gonna be more mad than anybody. Don't you think, Bob?
Yeah, but they're gonna be mad either way. Part of the reason why the Knicks have I'll clean up the language, but the Knicks have a a dog butt owner, and with it's kind of led the fan base to be just as big of idiots with the way they look at. I mean, my brother was talking about this tonight. It pretty much has led them to fans, to think unreasonably about draft picks, about free agency, what's realistic, what's not, what would be good for building an actual team, versus the way you look at the way the fans, rallied around a team like they had in the 90s. Those teams were always on the brink of winning a title, never actually broke through Jordan or anything, or Olajuwon. But those, those teams are revered right now. If you had put a team together like that now, and they never broke through, that team would just be considered a bunch of, a big joke in New York. And because there's a lot of young, dumb fans out there that think, hey, ideally, I would have liked to seen the Knicks trade down. As a Knicks fan, I would have liked to see them trade down, for a couple more draft picks. They've wound up trading. It looks like Tim Hardaway Jr. to the Hawks for who the Hawks are going to in turn take Jerian Grant, and that's going to go to the Knicks. But they're, Chris, whatever the guy's name is from Latvia. The Knicks, other than
he's from my part of the world there, man. He's my part of the world. I'm from Lithuania.
Porzingis.
As long as other than Danilo Gallinari, the Knicks have not had a lot of success with drafting international players, so that concerns me.
Again, you got Phil Jackson, but we're going to get into that, man. This is a long form conversation.
Everybody thinks he's the savior, but
yeah. He is the
Marcus Cousins or something like that. That would be just absolutely awesome.
Wow, you're mean. But you know what? We should save some of that meanness, because we're bringing on Cody Van Cure later on today, and he's going to play a little ditty for us from Jealous Hips, a song called Heaven. And then at some point, we're going to get into, Bobbo's Buffet, okay? So, like I said, we're going to tap into Maloris's Moleskins here. And now, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but, there's the international registry. There's an international registration for Major League Baseball. And basically, it's a short time frame where, these international, talents, they're essentially free agents, will be able to be signed. However, this year is the first year that there's going to be a woman on that list, and it's a 16-year-old girl, okay, by the name of Melissa Mayeux, I want to say, or Mayeux. I don't know. Are you guys familiar with the name? You guys always knock me for the names.
I did not check.
It's Mayeux. It's Mayeux. It looks like a hot name.
I saw the story. I didn't care enough to read into it, though.
Oh, I'm sure you didn't. And like. She clearly, I posted a video on our Facebook page for the Johnny Bobbo show of, basically her highlight reel. And she does have talent, you know what I mean? But, understand that she's, 16 years old now. Okay. And so, she was playing with, Europe's team for USA baseball national team. And she's doing that in Jupiter, Florida. So, she did get a little bit more familiar with some of the higher talents and different talent levels. But I mean, Keith, how do you feel about this? I mean, do you feel like she's still going to be a legitimate prospect to the point where someone's going to sign her? Because, very few people, over the 10-year history of this, there's been, 76 players have signed. Only 2 of them have reached the majors. And don't you just feel, with her being 16, that at some point she's just not going to be able to keep up physically?
I think it's a non-issue at this point. I mean,
yeah,
she's 16.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know, but it is interesting. You know what I mean? Because they don't just allow anybody on that to register for that. You actually have to be considered a prospect. So there are people out there that see her as some kind of prospect.
Yeah, it's a terrific story. Blah blah blah. I don't know. It doesn't move the needle for me though. Like, I mean, she's 16. She's trying to make it to the majors or whatever, but it's just not going to happen. I mean, can you imagine? Like, you want to talk about, like the worst place for a woman to be is probably a pro sports locker room, and you put her on a pro sports team, it would be even worse. So I'm sorry, ladies, but it's not the place you want to be as a pro sports locker room. Plus, I don't know. It just is not. It's not a recipe for success or to not have a sexual harassment lawsuit placed on your team.
Yeah, no kidding. Or just have Isaiah Thomas own and run a WNBA team. But that's
such a joke.
His ownership is on hold there. Apparently, his application for that. It's like what?
That's like that. Isaiah Thomas owning the New York Liberty is like the equivalent of Paula Dean leading an NAACP rally, pretty much. A group of people from NAACP. That's the equivalent of what it is with, his sexual harassment and her being a blatant racist.
How about we give this guy? Okay, so if you're not willing to give the 16-year-old girl a contract, how about the Chicago Cubs fan that was front row the other day with his 7-month-old baby, Keith Hartley? Okay, he ended up robbing a foul ball essentially out of the hands of Adrian Gonzalez, who was playing first base, trying to make a play on it. Why does this guy have his 7-month-old baby in the front row of a baseball game? He says that he didn't know that he had front row tickets. Regardless, man, you bring a 7-month-old to
I want to get a look at what his wife looks like. Actually,
I'm sure you can give it a look. He's a pretty young guy. He's only, I think he's only 29 years old.
Dude, if the guy sitting front row at the Cubs and he claims he doesn't know he was sitting front row at the Cubs, I bet you his wife is a dime. Like, there's no way that guy does not have a hot wife.
No, she.
I mean,
I'm gonna be nice about it, but it's it's definitely not the broad that was twerking on Klay Thompson. Okay, so
I didn't see that, but yeah, I would have.
He's got a fancy girlfriend somewhere that's a celebrity or something, but this other girl apparently is turning into a celebrity herself, because that's what the internet does to people. So
I like the internet.
Yeah, if it weren't for the internet, we wouldn't be doing this right now, because nobody would want to.
Well, if it wasn't for the internet, we wouldn't have. My forearms wouldn't be as big as they are.
Wouldn't be as strong, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't be as strong. I'm like Popeye the Sailor Man.
Okay, and now how about this? Well, clearly not a Popeye in terms of the business world, because he hasn't really been able to do much with the NHL. But Commissioner Gary Bettman is apparently looking into expanding the league. Now, the options here are Las Vegas, Seattle, Quebec, and possibly a second team in Toronto. Why the hell add more teams when you can't make enough money the way it is? Doesn't it seem incredibly foolish?
You want to know why? Because the expansion fee is $500 million.
Okay.
That's how they're going to bring in some money. So you do expansion. Yeah, it waters down the product, makes it worse. But, I think what's going to happen, with Seattle, Vegas, I think what they're going to do is whoever doesn't get expansion franchises of those 4 cities, but you also include Kansas City, who's in the mix for something. And I believe there was another, I can't remember what the other city was, but bottom line, they're looking to relocate teams as well. So, like, you get the $500 million, two $500 million, you get $1 billion out of 2 expansion franchises, and then you relocate out of Florida and you get out of Dallas or Phoenix or whatever, and you make it a better league. You make it more north, and I think it just makes a better product. You get rid of crappy sports cities, and you're in good shape.
Yeah, and kind of on that same note of making more adjustments, the Board of Governors of the NHL have essentially approved the 3-on-3 overtime format for the regular season, and essentially what that would do is, so you go 3-on-3, and then you go to a shootout after 5 minutes if nobody scores. Either way, I really don't think this is going to be anything that's going to be monumental or game-changing or make the game necessarily all that more interesting. I know the Blackhawks, just from as much as I see them, they're comfortable doing that. But, they're just looking to find different ways to spice this up and make it more popular. I don't know why. We never even got into this before, but the whole thing with the beards and the shaving of the beards, I mean, in terms of the business standpoint, I understand people are going to be upset. Why the hell wouldn't you do that? Because at the moment they're putting you, on the back burner. You're hidden somewhere on cable when you have Stanley Cup games on. There were people in Chicago that didn't know where the hell to get the game, and then when they did find out, they found out they didn't get the channel because they didn't have the special package. So basically the angle was the president of NBC came to them and was like, it would probably be a good idea, to get rid of some of the, the scruff and stop hiding the faces of these people that you're trying to market. Without that money, without that marketing ability, what are you doing? That's the whole point of it.
Well, I mean, you look around. I mean, you look at sports like, okay, well, the NFL, who's the most marketable? It's the quarterback because, the camera's always on them when they're on the sideline if they have their helmet off. In the NBA, it's very easy to market whoever the hell you want because you can see their faces 24/7. In basketball or in baseball, they have a hat on, they have a helmet on. I mean, once they take that, I mean, would you? I wouldn't be able to tell you if Mike Stanton walked on to the deck right now at this house. Yeah, or if
Stanton,
John Carlos Stanton. But
the guy's a freaking animal.
But I mean, you give me, tell a baseball player, tell me to recognize a baseball player in public. I couldn't do it. Pretty much any NBA player I could. Granted, I watch the sport a lot more, but I feel like there's more people that can identify NBA players because if you turn on a game, you see them. And also the NBA is really good at putting that little scroll on the screen. Like, this is Festus Ezeli from the Golden State Warriors, or this is, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope from the Detroit Pistons. They're really good at getting those
they are.
Scrolls on. Baseball's not great at it. They're getting better as far as, well, they do it whenever somebody's up at the plate, but they don't do it when somebody's in the field. Hockey never does it. And the NFL doesn't really do it other than the introduction in the game. And, I kind of think that hurts as far as marketing your players. NFL doesn't really have to worry about marketing players. The game sells itself.
No,
but NHL, you need to sell the game. You need to sell athletes, beards, these face masks, and not telling people who these people are affects the sport.
Yeah, and when you think, you mentioned the NBA. What did they do to the NBA players? They made them suit up when they were coming into the locker room and not traveling. You can't just look like a schlub, So that was a rule that they enforced, and honestly, it brought a whole new aspect to the style game, don't you think? I mean, you got guys out there wearing red tuxedos tonight on draft night. It's one of those things where, now it's a thing. Now it's cool, to actually look sharp, and I like that, man. Now I wish everybody dressed like it was the 20s, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, I've seen how you dress, and
what's wrong with that?
I know I'm not gonna diss it because I dress the complete opposite. Where you dress you're gonna make a business deal, or you're gonna meet up with the Joker from Batman at some point.
Hey, but I'm telling you, no, it's an extension of my personality, just like my music and everything else, man. Your style has to be part of it.
I'm not dogging it, but I mean, it may sound like I'm dogging it, but this, the way I dress, shorts, t-shirt, eye socks. I mean, that's pretty much all I do. It's not style. It's not style at all. But I mean, you look at these NBA players. I do actually. It does kind of bug me a little bit when I see them dress the way they do. It's like, okay, could you not wait? It bugs me because we're gonna see another one of those broke 30 for 30
culottes or whatever the hell.
We're gonna see a 30 for 30 about this generation's broke athletes. I mean, we're gonna be like looking at their NBA draft night, NFL draft night, MLB players dress. I guess baseball players aren't as bad. Baseball players tend to get into schemes more so than having an entourage of 30 people that they're paying cell phone bills for. But you look around, but you look at these obnoxious outfits these guys are wearing. It's like, how much did that cost? And was that really necessary?
Yeah,
to walk up on stage with. I mean, I know you're going to be a millionaire in 15 seconds, but unless you're Russell Westbrook, where you can turn that into a clothing line, that's not going to happen for everybody. So just dress, wear a suit. You want to be remembered, but make people remember you for your play on the court, not for being broke and wearing some stupid costume when you go up on stage. That's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. But I like how they try to make it fun. That's all cool with me, and that's something that Joe Madden has been able to do with the Chicago Cubs, and he did it when he was with the Tampa Bay Rays, and he always would have themed trips. Like there was a whiteout trip, and then there was a nerd trip, and it's all these different road trips come with themes, and it keeps it fun, helps guys bond a little bit.
Did he ever do an acid trip with the team?
I wouldn't know that. He seems like if any manager would, Ron Washington, he's just on the sidelines and all, but I think Joe Madden might be welcome to something like that. Maybe back in the day when he was on his Winnebago, Uncle Eddie. We all have a Uncle Eddie, but yeah. So that's what happened. So I think what he's been able to do with the team, at least keep these guys loose. That's part of it. And so we're gonna get into that when we get back here with Tim Duxbury of Chicago Cubs 101.com, also at Cubs_101. And you're listening to the Johnny Bobbo Show on Late Night SportsRadio.com.
Lost or found love, lying by your side. Take another second to keep breathing in the moment before it's gone. You never know when others, lost until you find just what it costs to be wrong. I wonder if you think of me passing by, you think you see me coming. I wonder if you pull me in, kiss me just one time again. Cause in the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. Cause in the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. Days will keep on coming and the nights will keep on going till they're tired. Falling fast asleep and as they dream of ghosts of beats filled with desire. The trance of life is all around, a chance to take is always found. Oh, writing on the lullabies, I'm alone and living life. Oh, in the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. In the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. Take another second to keep breathing in the moment before it's gone. Never know when love is lost until you find just what it costs to be wrong. I wonder if you think of me passing by, you think you see me coming. I wonder if you pull me in, kiss me just one time again. The final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. In the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. In the final hours of night, do you remember? Hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. In the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side.
Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
Thank you. Far too kind. Yeah. Ready? Let's go. Can I get an encore?
Hey, back to the Johnny Bobbo Show on latenightsportsradio.com. Mine your Spreaker app. Download us on iTunes. Give us a call at 585-633-7487. And we're going to bring in our guy from ChicagoCubs101.com, Tim Duxbury, also at Cubs_101 on Twitter. Now, am I saying your name right there? Is it Duxbury?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yay! All right. How you doing tonight? Thanks for joining us, Tim.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely, man. So, I noticed you play a little baseball yourself. Are you still playing ball somewhere, or are your playing days over?
I did last summer, but knee injury kind of ended the whole thing. So finally hung up the sputter.
Oh, that's rough. And, well, what position did you play?
A little everywhere, mostly pitcher towards the end, though.
Okay. Well, at least you weren't a catcher. Go ahead.
Tim, if I may, interrupt. Okay, I would say that the accuracy, the speed will go, everything will go except for the accuracy as far as pitching goes. It's kind of like in basketball. Everything will go the last thing to go will be the jumper. Am I accurate on that kind of analogy there?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think the biggest thing, though, is, you kind of lose the thrill of punching guys out on the high heat, though,
Oh, I never punched people out on high heat. It was always a changeup, and nothing gets me going more than striking somebody out on a changeup still, which is now my fastball speed.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that happens. And now, is that what's happening to John Lester right now? What the hell's going on with him? It seems like it's like, one of the best pickups here. A guy that fit, everything they were trying to do in terms of what he was able to bring as a veteran. And I'm sure he's still been able to help out, quite a bit with, helping some of these youngsters along. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, he's been able to attack like he normally would with that two-seamer and the cut fastball. And just the command on the secondary stuff hasn't quite been there, as it has in the past. What do you think specifically is kind of irking John Lester at the moment?
Well, yeah, I think you're right on with, the stuff has not been quite as crisp this year as it has been in years past. But I think the biggest thing plaguing John Lester this year is just the overhype, which is kind of hard to say for a pitcher of his caliber. But if you look at his body of work over the past, 10 years he's been in the league, he's never been, outside of really last year, he's never been a guy who's going to go out there and throw up, 2.5 and just dominate all summer long.
Right.
He's very much been a guy who, he'll be a solid front end of the rotation guy all season, and he turns it up come October. That's when he really shines. That's why he got the big paycheck this offseason.
Yeah, and now, do you think, with everything that that Joe Maddon's been able to do, it seems like he's been able to keep everybody, relatively confident. There's been times where you can tell that he's managing to win now, where maybe he won't care so much about either moving a guy around in the order or maybe pinch hitting or whatever the situation. What is it that he's been able to bring to the team to kind of keep everybody even keel?
Joe Maddon's a player's manager. And that's one of the things that he's done very well over the course of his managerial career is he keeps guys loose, he keeps things fresh. He really avoids kind of getting into kind of a mundane routine and kind of getting the into the dog days of the summer. He keeps it from getting stale. And I think just that kind of vibrancy he brings really brings out the best in all the guys.
Right, and now with this team being as young as they are, especially a lot of the guys that's kind of coming through their debut. When you go through it, 5 out of their 6 top core prospects have already been up to this point. It started off with Javi Baez out in August of 2014. 3 weeks later, you get Jorge Soler, and then you keep going on the line to May of this year. You see Chris Bryant, and then Addison Russell, and then Kyle Schwarber. With having all these young guys up there, trying to make the stretch run, I think obviously they're a lot deeper in the race right now than anybody had imagined, at least this quickly. But how is it that he's able to keep everybody kind of just focused, at least with them struggling through a lot of the mental things with not having been at this level before?
Well, I think with the young guys, it is so reassuring to know that you're going to be in the lineup every day. None of these guys have had to come up and, quote unquote, earn a spot. They're there to play. Even though Schwarber's stint was just a week long, I mean, he knew he was going to be out in the lineup every single day for the 5 days he was there. For the most part, these young kids are very mental. It's very easy to get into their head as opposed to veterans. So just knowing that, your manager has your back and that you have a role to play today, knowing that role is definitely reassuring.
Yeah. And now, what was your immediate impression of Kyle Schwarber when he was up here for that short time?
Wow. Was my first impression. The first game he started, I think, was the 17-0 blowout in Cleveland. He had a 4-for-5 day and a triple. Really energized the offense. The offense at that particular time was really struggling offensively, really dragging. Talk about a shot in the arm. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, especially, Kyrie, he struggled a little bit at the end there. And I think he ended up, it helped him out. He still left on a good note. Obviously, ended up getting the big hit in the last game that he was here. But do you think he was probably only here primarily because, Javi Baez was on the DL?
Yeah, I buy that. I buy that mostly because of the way that Theo and Jed treated Bryant last year. Last year, Bryant could have came up in September and, just kind of gotten his feet wet like Schwarber did. But because, the Cubs had this unique opportunity, I think that's definitely why they chose Schwarber.
Yeah, and I think probably maybe a little bit of it too. It seems, we talked about this several times on the show, just amongst ourselves and with other guests about how, he's been hyped as the best hitter. And I feel maybe now it's been validated quite a bit, at least within the organization as they were talking. But, there was always that speculation that, maybe they were just trying to hype him up how Atlanta used to do with their starters and all the pitchers that they would draft, where, you build the value by hyping these guys up and then you go and you dump them. Do you feel that, maybe that's kind of what they were trying to do with Schwarber here, because he hasn't come anywhere near the minimum, amount of bats that this organization likes to set for their prospects?
I think that his time in the bigs last week was definitely a showcase. There's no question about it. Whether they're trying to actually build value or just trying to help the kid, acclimate to, a future big league career, I think it's kind of hazy. There's mostly conversations behind closed doors. But he definitely did boost the value, that's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, I'm with you on that. And now, kind of sitting where they are at the moment. Do you feel it's going to be more of maybe, kind of more of a mental or more of a physical strain for them? Trying to keep these kids fresh, for the long run, knowing that pretty much the entire team, was incredibly young. You're obviously going to get, Rafael Soriano at about the All-Star break, so that's going to be something to look forward to, especially considering the closer issues. Is it going to be more of a physical or mental battle for a lot of these guys on the team?
Honestly, it's going to be both. I think for the young guys in particular, it's going to be very physical, just simply because in the lower level of the minor leagues, they haven't played 152 games. Their seasons end at 120 or so.
Right.
But you always got to think of the mental part, particularly the weight on this franchise being, they're 7 games above 500 right now, which is, for the last 7 years, really uncharted territory. So there's the prospect of going to the postseason again, and the daily grind of answering questions: are they going to make it? Are they not going to make it? That's definitely going to weigh out, particularly in September.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, kind of thinking about what they're going to need to address come trade deadline. So speaking of Schwarber, talking about how he might be being showcased to ship him off somewhere. Are they going to be looking to add starting pitching? I mean, knowing how much work that bullpen's gotten, and obviously closer situation was an issue, but now you get Soriano. Are they going to be looking to add somebody that's a frontline starter? And kind of you wonder about how much you're going to be looking to give away with that. But is it that, or are they going to go for maybe one of the lower tier guys to maybe add a little bit of depth?
I think honestly, it's probably going to be more of a middle of the rotation starter they go out and look for. Purely because the only frontline starters that are really going to be available at the deadline are probably Cole Hamels and then maybe whoever one of the Mets starters that becomes available. But I think it's going to be much more feasible to land a midline guy, and really that's all they need. With guys like Arrieta and Lester at the top, they're looking strong going into the postseason, and I think really just they need that third piece to really kick in and give them that extra push.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, and we're expecting to see Jorge Soler. He's going to be going on a rehab relatively soon here, hopefully. He was kind of one of those guys that was talking about how he had never played that many games, before, and how it was a bit of a strain for him. Now, do you expect him to be able to kind of recover from this thing? Because it seems like he always has at least one major injury issue a season so far. Can they even rely on him? Are you concerned about this, going any deeper, in terms of where he's just constantly going to be one of those guys that's going to be hurt, like a Derrick Rose situation? Or do you feel that maybe it's just him kind of getting used to playing this many games?
No, I think that is a very real concern, with him being hurt every year, because I think he's had the ankle this year, the hamstrings, last year, maybe the last 2 years. So it's definitely a very real concern. But at the same time, he's one of your go-to guys. He can't really sit there and kind of to waffle back and forth on is he going to be there, is he not? You got to commit to him. So it looks like that's kind of the hand the Cubs have played. So you got to stay behind them.
Absolutely. And what is it going to take here? Obviously, playing the games against the Dodgers and playing, obviously against the Cardinals now. I feel like this is going to be a relatively telling stretch for them to see how they're able to hang with these teams and the way they attack the Dodgers. You have to be a little bit impressed by that. I mean, how have they been able to keep up, the pace with some of these teams? Because right now, when you look at the standings, it seems like they're in the baseball elite at the moment.
Right. I mean, they have definitely outperformed a lot of the modest expectations that are put forth by some of the experts around the game today. And honestly, a lot of it's just on talent. They have a lot of guys who are really starting to click now. The guys who Chris Bryant, Addison Russell, they're kind of starting to grow out of that rookie phase. Obviously they're still in their rookie year, but they've had enough at bats under their belts where they're starting to feel like pros and they kind of know the drill. And it's exciting to watch.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you. And, before we let you go here, again, we're talking to Duxbury of ChicagoCubs101.com at Cubs_101. A-Rod, I'm going to have to dip into this, man. He gets his 3,000th hit. He just keeps, crushing all these milestones. Where do you stand on this? Are you impressed? I mean, you have to think about, what he's able to bring to the table, at least as a hitter and as an athlete. And there's way more than just the PEDs. That just seemed like that was, maybe a shortcut because, it seems apparently he hasn't been, that concerned about the power this year. He's just coming out there with the point to prove. And either this guy is really stubborn and wants to shove it to everybody, or, he actually loves the game, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. I am incredibly impressed by what he's done. After having, all the controversy he's been through in the last, 12, 16 months, whatever it's been, and to come out and play the way he has played or not playing an entire season, truly incredible. Am I happy with the storyline necessarily? No. I mean, A-Rod has kind of rubbed me the wrong way over the years. But you can't deny what he's doing. The body of work he has produced and the body of work he is putting out there this season is really impressive.
Oh, absolutely. And, that and Pete Rose, man. Pete Rose, he's coming out with this, apparently, they revealed his gambling book and some of the wagers that he placed when he was a player. Obviously, he's meeting with Rob Manfred and coming up this close to the All-Star game. I feel like it was kind of released on purpose.
Right.
You pretty much feel that, he's basically shot now. There's no chance he's going to get into the Hall of Fame in terms of a full reinstatement. I can't imagine that happening at this point, but were you shocked that finally just kind of trickled out and was like, oh, hey, look what we found?
The timing was definitely not ideal, given the All-Star game and everything, as you mentioned. It's a shame, man. For one of the best hitters we've ever seen in the history of this game to really just shoot himself in the foot when it looks like there might be a glimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel. Really, it's awful timing.
Yeah. You were going to say something, Bob?
Yes. Tim, do you think how pissed off are Cubs fans right now that Rick Renteria is out of a job?
I don't think at all.
I think the reaction in Chicago was pretty severe back when it happened. All things considered, Ricky did a pretty good job last summer, and he's a good guy. Fans liked him. But to be honest, when you bring in a guy like Joe Madden, it really puts it all into perspective. The Cubs went after one of the best, and unfortunately, I don't think anyone's thinking about Ricky in Chicago right now.
Yeah, right.
Well, I feel like obviously the Cubs made the right decision. It's like, I mean, if you have that option available, you got to take that option. It's if you're Brad Pitt, you're dating Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, she might get a little bit better in the long run, but Angelina Jolie, I mean, you can't pass up that opportunity. If Angelina Jolie is on the table, you cannot pass that opportunity up. I feel the Cubs were in the same position. They made the right call. Madden's been there he's a seasoned veteran. Rick Renneria, yeah, he's an older guy, but he hasn't been, battle tested the way I feel, Joe Madden has. And, he just knows how to manage a young team with the potential for a lot of turnover. He experienced a lot of turnover in Tampa Bay, and I feel like, he's ready to handle that. If, turnover needs to happen with the Cubs, whether they need to ship out a couple of prospects for a superstar, whatever, or for a pitcher, whatever it may be, he knows how to handle that, knows how to manage personalities better than a Renneria would, especially so young into his coaching career, his managerial career.
Absolutely. It was definitely a business decision. And, right now I think they're reaping the benefits from that.
Yeah, how about it? Well, obviously they made the right move, and we made a pretty good move bringing you on. So, again, this is Tim Duxbury of Chicago Cubs 101.com, at Cubs_101 on Twitter. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, Tim.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me on.
Oh, you got it. All right. Well, there he is. That's Tim Duxbury, Chicago Cubs 101.com. Again, it's a pretty fantastic website. They cover more than just the Chicago Cubs on their site. But, again, you should definitely be checking that out. And, I didn't get to hear you, Bobbo, touch on the A-Rod thing. I'm sure you got some pretty strong opinions on that because,
you guys seem to put a wiretap on my phone of some kind during that interview when we were talking about A-Rod. But yeah, my A-Rod, dude. I don't even know what the hell happens because whenever somebody calls in, my mic seems to mysteriously go haywire. I'm accusing you guys of it because you guys don't want me to embarrass you guys. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But with the A-Rod thing, A-Rod is, I feel like he's an American icon. I mean, the guy plays the game in the right way. He plays hard. He, hits home runs. He takes steroids. I mean, the guy does it the right way, the way that we all envision baseball to be played, with steroids, hitting home runs, and banging hot chicks. Those are the three things that make baseball awesome. A-Rod did them all, and everybody's just jealous of how great he is. I love A-Rod. A-Rod, everybody thinks I'm mocking him when I tweet him. My love letters and stuff. Those are not mocking. I sincerely love the guy. If I knew where he lived, I'd probably be, driving through his
in trouble.
gated community or his, waiting outside his penthouse on a nightly basis. That's how much I...
Hey, over there?
Yeah, I admire the guy.
No, clearly it's giving you the hiccups. I mean, yeah. but I mean, you think about it, former number one overall pick, three-time, number one overall, three-time American League MVP, 668 home runs, a World Series title, twice.
What is it? 1,900 RBIs.
Yeah, it's insane. He's twice signed the richest contract in Major League Baseball, and also. Ended up
he
missing.
Almost signed with the Cubs as well.
Yeah, he was also almost traded to the White Sox.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, I don't know if you remember that the first time he was traded from Texas.
He was from Texas. Well, actually, it was the Red Sox.
Well, yeah, no, I know, but initially the White Sox were involved in that trade. There was talk about him joining, being traded to the White Sox because that was when the facts weren't really clear at that moment, so they didn't know who was necessarily going where. But both teams were looking for a shortstop.
That 30 for 30 on the deal where A-Rod was like a Red Sox for 5 minutes. Him and Meglio Ordonez were supposed to be the next Nomar. We're supposed to be hey, we upgraded in left field with Meglio over Manny, and we upgraded at shortstop over Nomar with A-Rod. It was that. I mean, I remember that whole... that 30 for 30 should not have been a 30 for 30 short. That should have been a 4 hour 30 for 30. That was, you guys, that was such a big deal at the time. And whether A-Rod would have delivered a title to Boston is beyond the point. Does he? Probably not. But, the romanticism of that deal being done, what A-Rod did, with Veritek, and then what he did to Bronson Arroyo in the playoffs. I mean, that was a 30 for 30 in itself, in addition to 4 days in October. Like, that was just such a great story that, how, like Francona's jumping up and down, Theo Epstein's like jumping up and down. They're like, man, we got this lineup for the next 10 years. This is going to be great. And then it all fell apart at their, at the doorstep. And then they wind up winning the World Series anyway. But I mean, that whole story was just phenomenal in itself.
Yeah, how about it? And like, this is one. I'm going to leave you with one last, fancy little note here about A-Rod. Okay, so his first career hit was an infield single. What?
Say one more fancy nugget instead of whatever you just said. It's a nugget. Nugget of information.
Did I not call it a nugget? Anyways, so this is what we got here, man. His first career hit, it was a fourth inning infield single as an 18-year-old in 1994, July 9th, okay? So, to this point, he had, when he hit his 3,000th hit, it was on 939 pitchers in 40 different ballparks over 21 seasons and batting in 8 different positions in the batting order, plus playing 3 different fielding positions and designated hitter. So, and also Ed Hickox, the guy that was behind the plate for that for his 3,000th hit, yeah, it was the same guy that was behind the plate for his first. So there you go.
As much as I would like to bag on you for a stupid stat, I mean, that's pretty cool.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. It's funny that, I mean, you bring that up. I would like to call you like a tool or a douche for bringing up that stat. It's like when people say like, oh, you know who Brett Favre threw his first pass to?
That's a made up stat.
Completed his first pass to was Brett Favre. It's stupid, but with the A-Rod thing, that's legitimately interesting. It's like, that's actually really cool that happened.
It's kind of like this. Every once in a while, we surprise you.
The odds of what A-Rod did, getting his first hit and his 3,000th with that same umpire behind the plate for both, are probably greater than the odds of me banging like Charlize Theron or something like that. I mean, it would take all the roofies in Mexico for me to accomplish that job.
Wow. And see, like I said, just like that stat, this show every once in a while, you don't know why you listen, but you might get interesting. So if you can give us a call, 585-633-7487. We're going to bust into this NBA action before we get out to Cody a little bit later on in the show. So again, 585-633-7487.
Hey, Cody, you suck.
7487. And we're talking NBA when we come back right here on the Johnny Bobbo Show on Late Night, sportsradio.com.
Baby, you're a mystery. Tell me what's a girl gotta do. Looking at the history doesn't seem to give any clue. Just when I think I understand it all, you seem to unravel some more. Ooh, I never know nobody like you. Now I know you're down the neighbor. Yeah, you keep me guessing, I'm confessing now, well, baby, it's true. I never know nobody like you. Baby, you're unenable. Baby, you're a riddle, I'm caught up in the middle of you. I'm trying to think bigger, but I can't seem to figure it through. I wanna make it better, but now I'm scared of looking a fool. Oh, baby, no, I've never been very good at playing it cool. Just when I think I understand it all, I find I know nothing at all. I never know nobody like you.
the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
Late Night Sports Radio. You can listen to us here live on your Spreaker app, also on latenightsportsradio.com. You can download us on iTunes. You want to give us a call? We're talking NBA. It's 585-633-748. And tweet us at LN Sports Radio, at MALIORIS, and also at Bob Sullivan Show. And we got our guy, Bob and Keith, here joining us, and we're talking a little NBA. But before we even jump into the draft, Bob, were you surprised to see, Kevin Love opt out? I mean, apparently,
No.
The GM down there, David Griffin, he felt that he would see both Kevin Love and LeBron James opt out of their deals and then end up re-signing. I have a suspicion that Kevin Love's not returned to the Cavs, don't you?
Not necessarily. I don't think that. Let me put it this way.
Okay.
I would like to see with Kevin Love. I think I'd like to see him go someplace where he can be a number 2 option. Right now, he's number 3 option. I think his best bet is to be a rebounding force, rebound putback guy, and throw outlet passes. Not be a guy that stands on the perimeter and just jacks up threes. Now, could the Cavs have won the finals with a healthy Love and a healthy Kyrie? Absolutely.
I was going to say, that'd be tough.
I think they could have. Do I think they would have? Yeah, I mean, it would have gone 7. But I just think with Kevin Love, it's tough to say. I want to see him not made into a role player, which his role in Cleveland was stand on the perimeter and shoot. I want to see him not necessarily go to LA. I wouldn't mind seeing him go to the Blazers. I think a Kevin Love and a combination with him and Damian Lillard would be pretty nasty. With him, Lillard, kind of a Stockton Malone with kind of reverse races, though, is what we would have there. I think that would be kind of cool. And by the way, Kevin Love is, everybody's like, oh, LA, he went to UCLA. He's actually from Portland, the Oregon area. If he goes to Portland, LaMarcus Aldridge goes to LA. I think that would be an awesome combination. Him, Damian Lillard. Is that a team that can win the finals? No. But that's going to be a damn fun team to watch for the next 5 or 6 years. Kevin Love, go get paid, go play with Portland. Kevin Caniglio, when I come out and see you, buddy, me and you are going to a Portland Trailblazers game. We're going to watch, Kevin Love and Damian Lillard tear it up, because that would be awesome.
Yeah, Portland, they need to add a little bit of depth, obviously. It just seems like some of the guys are getting a little bit older. You look at point guard, Steve Blake, he's 35 now. So I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, okay. But Damian Lillard is their fact. I mean, they'll be able to, if you got Damian Lillard and Kevin Love, you'll be able to build a little bit around that. I mean, you got, with Joel Freeland, become Miles Leonard coming off the bench. Actually, Joel Robin Lopez, if they can re-sign him, that's a good piece. They just got rid of Nick Batum, but they got Noah Vonleh in return, number 9 overall pick from last year. Guy, 20-year-old out of Indiana. Plus, you got, a guy like, Gerald Henderson, who can shoot from the perimeter. I like what they got. If they lose LaMarcus Aldridge, they bring in Kevin Love. That's a pretty solid squad. Is it going to win you a championship? No. But it's going to be a fun team to watch, like a Phoenix Suns from, 5-6 years back. And I don't see any problem with a team like, everybody's like, oh, we got to win a championship. We got to win a championship. There's nothing wrong with being a team that's fun to watch. And I think, this day and age, everybody falls in love with the championship. I would settle with, as a Knicks fan, a team that's fun to watch. And if I was, say that again.
They make you hate basketball. They're like my White Sox right now. My White Sox, they make me hate watching baseball because they're so bad at it on so many different things.
It's different with the NBA. I don't ever. I mean, I know there's Knicks fans out there that hate watching basketball because they're dumbasses and they've never watched basketball other than the Knicks. It pisses them off. But
write a letter about it or email.
I watch degenerative amounts of NBA basketball. And I should be put in an institution for how much NBA I've watched. That's I'll watch a Milwaukee Bucks Sacramento Kings game on a League Pass when it's free, and I would do that if I bought League Pass. It's just so sad. But you look at, and it's surprising that I can still get late at times. But you look at it, with Knicks fans, they don't watch any basketball outside of the Knicks, and then they just take people's word for it that, Emmanuel Mudiay is the next coming of Christ, and he's just not we got to take Mudiay at 4 if he's available, or we got to take, I would say, sell your soul for getting Okafor at 4 if he's available, but there's really nobody to sell your soul for at 4. And by the way, I mean, with Knicks fans, it's like, they're like, oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. We got to get the number 1 overall pick. It's bad, but I mean, there's nobody there. I really don't feel like Karl Anthony Towns is a game changer. I don't feel, as much as people want to cream all over D'Angelo Russell, I don't feel he's a complete game changer for the Knicks. Jaleel Okafor, I think he could be a semi-game changer. But you know why he would be a game changer is if Carmelo Anthony was not on the Knicks. And I thought Melo was a great, he was great the year that they had Kurt Thomas, Marcus Camby, Rasheed Wallace, and Jason Kidd. But you know why he was great is because he had veterans that would tell him when he was being a dipshit.
You need that sometimes.
He's the veteran now. He's the veteran presence on the Knicks. The Knicks are screwed as long as he's the veteran presence. The Knicks should. I was hoping that they could trick the Lakers into trading the number 4 and Carmelo for the number 2, the number 29, and Julius Randle. I thought that it was possible that the Lakers would be that dumb because that dumb.
They need a new face, man. Kobe's leaving, man.
Exactly.
I mean? He's not
Jeannie
going to
Buss
be there forever.
thinks she knows everything, but newsflash, Jeannie Buss, you're dumb. You're dumb as shit. You think? Damn it! I just went into.
No, I laughed over it. You're fine.
Jeannie Buss is so. She's like, you want to see a picture of somebody who's a loser? Well, then I'll give you a picture of somebody who doesn't want to play with Kobe Bryant. That is the dumbest statement ever. Nobody wants to play with Kobe Bryant because he's old, he's a broken ass, and he's 35, and he's hogging up 30% of the cap space. If it was Kobe Bryant, if somebody didn't want to play with Kobe Bryant when he was 28, then I would say that's a picture of a loser. But when he's hogging up, some cap space, and he's not really that effective anymore right now, why would you want to go play with him? If you're, in the last couple of years, if you're Carmelo, if you're LeBron, if you're, fill in the blank, why would you want to go play with Kobe right now? I just don't see the benefit of going to play with Kobe right now. If you don't, if you wanted to team up with Kobe, or if you cowered out of teaming up with Kobe when he was 28 or 29 or 30, even 31, I get it. But right now, what benefit does it get you other than get Kobe's? All your benefit is getting Kobe a 6th ring. What benefit is that to you?
Well, you could be crazy Dwayne Wade and opt out and go to Cleveland.
you're a Lakers fan. Do you disagree with that?
With which part? You freaking ran on and on. Anti-Lakers, anti-Kobe, anti-Bus. I mean, come on. Where do I go with that?
Hey, Bus she's a joke. She's a joke.
There's kind of a power struggle between her and Jim.
But they're both. I feel Jim is a joke, but at least he's a joke behind closed doors. You know, like people perceive him. You know, people will rip him, but it's more out in public. He hasn't said anything publicly that's like, you know, yeah, maybe he made a bad move as far as hiring D'Antoni, and it was a personal thing. But he didn't say anything public. Like he doesn't put himself in front of the camera the way Jeannie does. And I feel Jeannie just sounds dumb when she talks. And is that fair?
Yeah, and she just gets more notoriety because of who her fiance is. That's all.
And because of how big her rack is.
Well, okay, you said it. So
okay, but it's true.
Of course,
and number two,
was with Big Bob.
I don't fear Jeannie Buss because I'm never going to ask a Laker on my show ever, or on this show, or her rack on my show. But as far as Kobe goes, there's really no benefit to teaming up with Kobe at this point, is there?
It does.
Get ripped publicly. I mean, like he's not an effective player. So like, why would you team up with him right now? Like if you're a Pau Gasol 5 years ago, that's a good move.
Both broken down, both of them.
Kobe is a non-factor because Mitch Kupchak's already come on the record to say that this will be Kobe's last season with the Lakers, whether he plays for another team or not afterwards. He's got 1 year left on his contract this coming season, and Kupchak's already on record as communicating that to Kobe that after this they're done.
I understand that, but like last year, what benefit would it have been to any? You're teaming up with a Kobe that just came off an Achilles injury. Like, what benefit is it for a free agent to, you know? I get that. Yeah, going forward, you're not going to have to deal with Kobe next year. But what benefit was it last year for a Melo or a LeBron or you name it to team up with Kobe, or for Kevin Love to say yes, I'll go to LA? What benefit is it, you know, as a player to say, hey, I'll go team up with Kobe? There's really no benefit other than he'll rip. I just feel like he'll rip whoever, you know, he teams
asshole Kobe, right?
No.
He'll be an a-hole, but I don't think anybody wants to be. It's just the day and age we live in. Like, not that Kobe's, you know, whether Kobe's right, wrong, or indifferent in this situation. I just feel like Kobe. Nobody wants to deal with that for 2 years, 1 year, whatever it may be. Nobody in this day and age, Love, LeBron, you name it, would want to deal with that for even a year.
But
is that fair?
No, because all this stuff about Kobe being a bad teammate, who was the last teammate to openly complain about playing with Kobe? Dwight Howard didn't even do that. Shaq even admits now that both of them probably were a little immature with the way they got along with each other. And, you know, as far as, well, you know, what good is playing with Kobe now? He still played it with a 17.6 efficiency rating last year, coming off that injury and playing a little bit with an injury before he finally decided to shut it down for the season. So, no, you're not getting 23-year-old Kobe, 24-year-old Kobe. It's a much different Kobe Bryant. And
it's grumpier Kobe.
No.
It's a much grumpier Kobe, though.
Look, the grumpiest that we saw Kobe last year was on Jimmy Kimmel after Jordan Hill and Nick Young went crazy after they beat the freaking Celtics, which was a freaking joke.
That was a riot.
And you know, Kobe was absolutely right to get that angry because it was ridiculous that they were celebrating after that win.
What are you talking about? They beat a playoff team.
No, they beat the Celtics. Who
were
were not
in the East? They were the seventh seed.
It means nothing. The Eastern Conference is crap.
Hey, okay, they took the Cavaliers to 4 games.
Good for them. Look,
okay.
The only reason the Lakers won that game was because Isaiah Thomas got fouled out or got ejected. I don't remember, but he wasn't playing in the over. They went to overtime with the Celtics, and they won because their newly acquired point guard that was torching them all game was not able to play at the end. That's the only reason the Lakers won. You do not celebrate talking about how you're back in the building and that you forgot about us, but we're still here. No. You shut your mouth, go to your locker room, and take the W.
Yeah, you heard him.
No. We did not. Okay, let me say, okay. You're not, okay, maybe we don't hear everything publicly with Kobe. We're going to hear about it, though. Or we're not going to hear about it, but they're going to hear about it. Whether it be, or, LaMarcus Aldridge, I feel like he can take it because he's a chill dude. LeBron's not a chill dude. Carmelo, he's kind of a douche. I feel like there's some guys that whether you're teaming up with Kobe or not for a year or two, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Kobe's an enigma, and I think with Kobe, I think that scares people off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he'll either call you out in the media, which he's done with Powell, and
how did he call? Okay. When did he call Powell out in the media?
He said he wasn't being the Black Swan. What? He needed him to be the black. He basically called him pussy at points. God. Yeah, am I wrong on that? Did he not? He basically called Powell pussy at points.
I don't remember that.
Okay, yeah. Well, date it back. Look it up. He said, he said Powell was not being.
I just Googled Kobe bad teammate, and I'm hearing like Smush Parker called him a bad teammate. Well, Smush Parker just needs to never be heard from again.
Don't Google Kobe Black Swan.
Now, there's former Lakers player Andrew Godalock. This is from Complex.com. Talks about the time Kobe.
You're looking up like the crappiest Lakers players of all time during the Kobe era.
Listen. Talks about the time Kobe Bryant took his teammates to Las Vegas and let them ball out. That's actually in the headline. I didn't make that up.
Ball out? So they went...
Yep, they went and lived on Kobe's dime in Las Vegas.
Was it the Bunny Ranch?
Probably, if they had any taste.
Dude, if I went to the Bunny Ranch, I'd be like a fire hydrant all over that place.
Wow, my God.
Spraying all over the place.
Can we bring it back to basketball? Oh,
sure.
NBA draft happened.
Okay, let's get off of Kobe Bryant, Eagle, Colorado. But
oh boy.
So what was the best pick tonight? What was the best pick? Any big surprises?
The best pick was the Knicks getting Jerry and Grant and Christus Papa Newly Gungus.
You're a mess. You're an absolute mess.
Okay. Best pick was the Pacers getting that guy from Texas. I can't remember what his name is, but the
hold on, I'm looking it up right now, trying to find it.
Miles Turner?
Miles Turner.
Yeah,
yes, thank you. Yes, that was, in my opinion, the best pick of the night because you need somebody that's not a guy that's going to be a wuss down in the post like Roy Hibbert. You're losing David West. Miles Turner is one of the smartest people you'll see in the draft.
Yeah, he can face up and shoot it too, man.
Well, I don't know about that.
You don't think?
Yeah, he can dabble. He can dabble in the post. He's good defensively. I like Miles Turner. Also, I do like the pick of Frank Kaminsky the third.
How can you not?
For Charlotte. However, I like the value pick at 9, but I don't like the pick because it's Charlotte and it's Michael Jordan and his draft picks never really pan out. And because there's a bunch of garbage around Frank Kaminsky, as far as if it was anybody other than Charlotte picking at 9, I feel like that's a great, like, I got aroused when Utah took Gordon Hayward at like 9 or 10. I was like, that's a good pick. That's a really good pick. And I feel the same way about Charlotte. However, it's Charlotte, and they have Kemba Walker, and that's like their best player. And that's like a load of garbage. Like, they probably should have taken Miles Turner. Like, I mean...
They need somebody shoot. They need, front court depth. They need point guard depth. They got issues all over the place. I think Kaminsky's that'd be a smart move, at least on their part, man. I mean,
Well, and if also with the 76ers, Jahlil Okafor, it's unfortunate that the Sixers already have Noel and Embiid that's going to be out for another year. But you look at Okafor, okay, you can team him up with Noel for a year, hope for the best, get another, top 5 draft pick again. But because Embiid's going to be out for another year. But it's like, okay, which one of these 3 are you going to trade, for something good? And I think that has to be Noel. Because Okafor, I feel, is like a poor man's Tim Duncan. Can pass a little bit. He's, skilled around the basket. He can't shoot a bank shot like Tim Duncan, but he's a poor man's Tim Duncan, in my opinion. And then Embiid's supposed to be the next Hakeem Olajuwon. However, he has foot issues like Sam Bowie. So, that teammate combination. But I feel Noel is the guy you're going to have to move of those 3 if you want, and, looking at this fire that I'm looking at right now, it's kind of looking at the Philadelphia 76ers. Sam Hinkie might as well be in there right now. This guy is the worst GM of all time. And, as far as GMs go, like, I really don't think it takes much effort to be a dog-ass GM in the NBA. I feel like if I put my effort into it, I could be a GM in the NBA and be a pretty shitty one at that.
The 76ers backcourt right now, if you look at the depth chart on ESPN.com, the starting point guard
got rid of KJ McDaniels. Why would you get rid of KJ McDaniels at the trade deadline? Like, that guy was, borderline. And, okay, I get getting rid of Michael Carter Williams, the guy kind of, he's okay.
No, he wasn't.
But he can't shoot. But I'm looking at KJ McDaniels, the guy, left-handed, could drive a little bit, could shoot a little bit, could rebound a little bit, could assist a little bit. I feel like that's a kind of a decent piece to have. Why would you get rid of him in addition to Michael Carter Williams and not really get anything other than like a second-round pick out of him? It's like, Sam Hinkie, just jam your thumb straight up your ass and get the hell out of the NBA. You suck.
I mean, no, really. I mean, he doesn't need the draft picks anyways. In 14, he had 5 second-round selections. They all combined for fewer than 16 points a game. So, I mean, you get no production from your first-round picks. So, okay. I mean, what the hell's going on there?
I wrote a blog about this before the season started, and it didn't work out because the Sixers didn't have enough losses. But I predict with the Sixers, I think they started off 0-16 or something like that. Mm-hmm. I predicted that I think 6 or 7 NFL teams would have more wins than them. That didn't end up happening. But, okay, their team at that time, Michael Carter Williams, Joel Embiid, Nerlens Noel. Those were their 3 prize pieces. And I was thinking, okay, this is your future. This is no better than the New Jersey Nets of the early 90s with Drazen Petrovic, Kenny Anderson, and Derek Coleman. Like, that team kind of went up in flames after Drazen died in the car accident. But, I mean, what? Your best, like, I figure with that cast of characters for the Sixers, the best was a first-round exit. And if your whole plan is hinging on a center that can't stay healthy and has bad feet, you guys are effed in the A. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nobody likes bad feet. And
you're a piece of turd.
What?
Okay.
What did you say?
No, that didn't happen. Yes. Anyways.
No, wait. Did he just wait? No, did he just call me a piece of turd?
No, Sam Hinkie is a piece of turd.
Oh, you cut out.
Yeah.
So all I heard was key. I was like,
yeah.
what?
No, I was just trying to,
Well, you know what though, John? I know what you're trying to do right now, But Bob's kind of right. I'm just saying.
Oh, I know. I know. I punched that through.
The Sixers should be fined $1 million for everything they do from here on out. They're the biggest crap organization. Okay, you tanked to basically get, a guy that has broken feet. I mean, really, you guys tanked for a guy that has broken feet. Jahlil Okafor, I will say this: this guy has talent. He has potential. Is he a cornerstone player? No. But Embiid could have been. But if he's going to sit out another year, he's done. I'm sorry.
And they took
Noel. He's not. Noel is not somebody you build around.
And Philadelphia took another center in the second round with the 5th pick, Guillermo Hernan Gomez from Spain. And then
anybody named Guillermo does not have potential in the United States.
And then with the 7th pick in the second round, they took a 6'10" power forward from Bowling Green with Sean Holmes. So how many centers or power forwards are you going to stack on this roster? I'm just curious, Sam. Just curious.
Okay, well, I'm sure. So, stop.
It's like me with stacking up women with awesome bubage.
Okay, all right.
And always bring it there right before I try to swing it to break. All
right.
Okay, but seriously, you're with me on this.
Yeah.
As far as Sam Hinkie goes, I mean, what is your direction? Like, you gotta. Okay, if say Embiid is not your future, sit him out for a year, draft a guard or so, draft a Moody or whoever, in the second round. Am I wrong? If you're the Sixers, what would it hurt to just draft a bunch of stow and goes?
Oh, and now Chad Ford is reporting that Hernan Gomez from Spain is going to the Knicks. He's been traded from the Sixers to the Knicks.
Wait, Hernan Gomez?
Yeah, Guillermo
Hernan was a bad guy in the the TV show The Shield.
Guillermo
so
Hernan
Gomez.
Gomez
Is not that bad as part of the Bizlats.
Guillermo Hernan Gomez is going to the Knicks.
Man, okay. So from bad feet to bad radio to
Sam, you can eat my ass.
All right, go, Johnny. Send us the break.
And there it is for the 9th time. We're gonna cut the break, and we're gonna talk to our guy Cody Vancura. Okay, so we're gonna bring on the band Jealous Hips. We're listening to their track Heaven when we come back right here on the Johnny Bobbo Show on LateNightSportsRadio.com.
Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
All right, and welcome back into the Johnnie Bobbo Show on latenightsportsradio.com, on your Spreaker app. Download us on iTunes. And if you want to talk music or anything else that we talked about earlier on in the show, give us a call, 585-633-7487. Tweet at LN Sports Radio. And I'm Johnny Malors Jr. of 87sportsfans.com. We got Keith Grief from 87 Sports Fans. Bob Sullivan was Bias. And we got our guy, Bob's favorite person in the world.
God, this guy
what do you think is coming on?
Hey, I got a new name for you.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to start doing motivational speaking, and I'm going to change my name to Cody Canturia.
Oh, dear God, that was terrible.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Cody, you are so dumb.
Wait, Cody, that's my fault. Say the joke again. Go ahead. Just say the whole joke again.
I'm going to become a motivational speaker, and I'm changing my name to Cody Canturia.
No, it doesn't help. It really doesn't help.
No.
Cody, it doesn't get me aroused at all.
Oh, man. And so, Cody, speaking of getting aroused, Jealous Hips. That's the band we're bringing on. It sounds...
That's the band.
Sounds like,
they got
sounds
a
like
show. They got a show July 3rd at Buddy System.
At Buddy System? Where's that at?
That's Kevin Rackner's house.
Sweet.
Did you say Kevin Costner's house?
Yeah, Kevin Costner. He's booking DIY punk shows now.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner's getting divorced?
Jeez. So what about
his wife's totally into it?
Dear God.
Yes, she's totally into the divorce.
It starts out really weird, and then it gets really good.
Yeah. So Cody. Okay. So they got a show coming up, but do they have a new album out or anything like that? What are we about to hear here?
They've been working on putting out an album for a while, but right now all they have is their EP out.
Okay, that works. And now, what kind of music is this? Who would you compare them to?
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. Okay, I'm unfamiliar with any of her work. I'm sure, Keith, you're familiar with Selena Gomez. Do you have a young?
Yeah, I love Selena Gomez. Who says you're not perfect?
Oh my God. All right,
keep going.
That's the only.
Then she says something about a love song, and then she gets really wet for Bob Sullivan.
Jesus.
You make this show so filthy sometimes.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. We love you, Bob, and that's why I bring on Cody, because Cody's kind of a filthy guy. And so, again, what kind of music is this, man?
Sorry, that was Selena for Bob.
That's a good song. Hey, play that song in its entirety.
No, let's get back to Cody. Cody.
Yeah.
Cody, we got 3 songs on this page here: "Heaven," "Put Me to Sleep," and "Slow Down." Which one are we playing?
The Selena Gomez cover.
What's that? Slow Down?
Slow Down.
All right. So do you want to intro it? This is the slow.
You got the Junior. No, let Johnny Malors Jr. do it.
All right.
Oh, you got it. All right. Well, cool. You're gonna listen right here to Jealous Hips and their song. What?
Slow Down.
Slow Down.
Selena Gomez, totally in control of me? Yes.
Now that I have captured your attention, I wanna steal you for a rhythm intervention. Mr. T, I said I'm ready for inspection. Show me how to make a first impression. Can we take it nice and slow? Break it down and drop it low. 'Cause I just wanna party all night in the neon light till you can let me go. I just wanna feel your body right next to mine all night long. Baby, slow down the song. And when it's coming close
keep this record on rotation. You know I'm good with mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Breathe me in, breathe me out, so amazing. Hey, hey, can we take it nice and slow, slow? Break it down and drop it low, low. Cause I just wanna party all night in the neon lights and you can let me go. I just wanna feel your body right next to mine all night long. Baby, slow down the song. When it's coming closer to the end, hit rewind all night long. Baby, slow down the song. Oh, 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 yeah. Baby, slow down the song. Oh, 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 yeah. Baby, slow down the song. Breathe me in, breathe me out. Music's got me going. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I'll stop until the morning. Breathe me in, breathe me out. You know I'm ready for it, for it, for it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Arthur Selena Gomez. Arthur Selena Gomez. The number you have been calling from. 000
I just wanna feel your body right next to mine all night long. Baby, slow down the song. And when it's coming closer to the end, hit rewind all night long. Baby, slow down the song. Oh, 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 yeah. Baby, slow down the song. Oh, 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 yeah. Baby, slow down the song.
And there it is, the Selena Gomez cover, "Slow Down" by Jealous Hips. And now, Cody, that was Casey on guitar, and Taylor's playing the keyboard, and obviously it sounds like Casey's
That's
singing as well.
right. Yeah, my brother Casey.
That was your brother, Cody?
Yeah, that's my older brother.
Wow. What was he on, drums or guitar?
He was on guitar. Taylor's on keyboard.
You know, the guitar sounded good, but the song sounded really crappy.
Hey, man, you could say the same thing about your stupid sounding voice.
Well, okay, well, my voice may sound crappy, but, you know, that song was terrible. You know, Selena Gomez, whenever she sings, it makes me happy in my pants. That song made me sad in my pants and never want to listen to another song ever again.
No, and that's the difference. And I'm telling you, dude, because, like, I probably normally otherwise would listen to Selena Gomez. I've never heard that song ever. I've never heard that song ever in my life, but I'm assuming that sounds much different than the original version of that song.
Selena Gomez, when she's singing that song, makes her sound like she wants to slide up and down my pole. That guy.
All right, Bob. She's like 17. We're done with your little pedophile dream.
Pedophile? She's 19.
And you're like 100. Stupid, you're an idiot.
25. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
And again,
so I can't bang. Okay, 19, 25, that works. I can bang her.
Yeah. Bob.
I guess.
Okay, listen, Cody, I'm not complaining about your brother, but his lead singer of your band, he sucks. That song's terrible.
Sucks. You know what? No, I think it's a good song, and I want to move to something positive right now.
Bring these songs on here that are dog ass, and and Johnnie
we're done with the conversation. I'm done with you. This is done.
Cody,
this is done. We're done. We're done.
A fist up your ass and get the hell off of a radio show.
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure this is the Johnnie Bobbo show, dude. You're a sidekick. You're nothing. You are nothing.
Yeah, I'm a sidekick, but you're also like fourth wheel. I'm the second wheel.
No, I'm a cameo. I'm a special appearance cameo.
Get the hell out of here.
Children.
All right, can we talk about Kanye apologizing to Beck?
Oh yeah, let's hear it. Clue us in a little bit on that, because I kind of checked it out for a second, but obviously Kanye was out of his damn fool mind when he went off and said that Beyonce deserves.
It was an honest mistake.
Shove his fist up Kyle's ass or whoever's on her show.
Can we all get along?
Kanye made an honest mistake. He didn't know Beck played as many instruments as he did on the album. And he found out and he apologized. I commend Kanye for apologizing.
But yeah, man, I mean, sooner or later, you gotta stop just acting like a damn fool all the time. Anytime he's in public, he acts like a clown somehow.
Well, I don't really blame him. Beck is out of his range of music. You don't like think about Kanye listening to like indie rock or anything. Kanye listens to hip hop, so how would he know about Beck? So he made a mistake and he apologized.
Beck is like totally. Beck is absolutely sampled from at least has gotten the ideas and he does some more.
Hey Cody, why don't you sing the song "Hey I'm a Loser" by Beck?
Hey dude, that's going a little too far. I'm gonna have to kick you off the show, Bob. You've had
Cody,
your time.
Cody, I love you, but your brother's lead singer licks butthole.
Hey, dude, so do you.
Talking
You look
about
like
Kanye
butthole.
West.
I'm sorry, Cody. Cody, I do like you. You do look like a guy from a grunge band from Seattle that has no talent.
Can we all get along? Can we get along?
That's hilarious. What was that from?
That's Rodney King.
Rodney.
That was Rod. That was Rodney King.
Get along? Can we get along? Can we stop making it horrible for the older people? And
That's
not.
That's for you two. Can we all just get along?
My gosh, man, it's funny, man. This show just straight.
Man, this show is a sinking boat. Keith, you're lucky. Keith, you got a new job somewhere?
This is my hobby, unfortunately.
Oh god.
Good for you for getting off the sinking ship, dude.
My show's on Monday nights, even though I haven't done one in like 3 weeks.
Monkey.
What?
Will you lick around my butthole?
Oh my god.
Hey, Cody, will you
tell
your brother he is, like all the guitarists, the musical stuff was good.
Spit it out, Junior.
But the singing part was just terrible. They need to find a new lead singer.
That's just your opinion. It's just your opinion.
It's just my opinion, but
and
it's
let me
your opinion.
Your opinion here, Cody.
As much valued as
I love my brother. He is my brother, and I love him, and I think he is the voice of an angel.
Your brother is not singing, though.
Yes, my brother is singing.
No, you didn't say he was the lead singer.
Yeah, he did.
I just said that. You're not paying attention. Are you dumb? Are you
the lead singer? Well, then he sucks. Tell him to come on the show and defend his musical talents.
My brother's going to beat the shit out of you, dude. He's strong. He's very strong and muscular.
With his big voice. That sounds like Selena Gomez.
No furniture.
Biggs.
All right, Bob, I've had enough of your shit. I'll talk to you guys next week.
No, Cody, real quick. Beck, we're obviously the thing with Kanye admits he's wrong. Have you heard the new Beck song?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and now have you kind of been keeping up with like what he's been up to at all? And I know I think he's obviously working on putting a new album out, but that guy's just always doing something.
And you know what? He's always innovating. Like, I don't know if you followed a few years ago. He put out an album that was only sheet music. He never recorded any of it.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So the idea behind it was he wanted other people to play their own interpretation of it.
Right. And whatever became of that, did he ever put out like an album, or is that just kind of you just got to dig for it?
If you go on his website, you could see all the fan videos, and then he finally recorded his original renditions of them as well.
That is so cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'd like to see if if anybody actually kind of came close to what he had envisioned when he actually.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the interpretations were really cool and worth checking out.
But I mean, how about like everything he's done, by himself, for the music industry? When you look at all the different types of albums that he put out,
I'll have to burn this for you. I actually have his first album. It's like recordings from music 15 to 21. Like 3 of the tracks are just him making prank phone calls.
Yeah. No, I mean, when you look at that and like the different sounds from like, Mutations and Midnight Vultures all the way to Sea Change.
Change.
Yeah. I mean, and the way he'll link some of these different albums together, but it's kind of, you see, like Elvis Costello, he's changed his sound so many different times, and it's all.
Yeah, my favorite Elvis Costello is his orchestral album.
Yeah, and like I said, he's one of those guys where they just try so many different types of music, and it just shows how incredibly talented they are. But the thing is they inspire other bands. That's kind of one of the my always big knocks about some of the bands that Keith plays leading in, like Cagey Elephant and stuff. I'm just like, who are they inspiring?
That's another
something
problem
better.
with Cage the Elephant. Cage the Elephant doesn't have like every song they have sounds like in a different style, so they don't have like their definitive style. Like you'd be like, okay, this is really Cage the Elephant, because they don't have their own style. They just write and see what works in any style that they want to play, and I think that sucks about that band.
Yeah,
maybe they just want to make pop records.
Well, and that's fine.
Maybe you just want to suck my wiener.
Well, I can tell you this. I mean, I saw them open for Black Keys last year. The Black Keys brought the house down. Yeah, they're amazing, and Cagey
they're not like that band we just heard earlier.
Yeah, totally not. Because totally different genres. But Cagey Elephant, he, that band came on, and the lead singer was like having a seizure on stage, like as if they were playing like at the drive-in or some kind of crazy loud music. And it was like,
Ian what's his name from Joy Division?
Ed Bergeron.
Yeah, that would be the awful band. They played that song, and the thing that amazed me, not one person was moving in the entire crowd that was in front of the stage. Nobody was singing along. Nobody was dancing. Nobody was having fun. Everybody was just standing there staring. And I'm just like, all right, this is gonna get irritating. It's when you go to a show, you want the people to feel it. You know what I mean? That's why I saw the Pixies not too long ago. And they don't even say hello, goodbye, thank you, Chicago, nothing. They walk on stage, grab their instruments, start playing, and just kill it for 2 hours, and then disappear into the night. And that's it.
That's the way it should be.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun to, kind of listen to some of these guys, chit-chat every once in a while. But when it comes down to it, I thoroughly enjoy just kind of, hearing all the great songs, especially when you have such a huge discography like they do. But, Cody, thank you.
No one goes to a show for a comedy set. Like, if you want to tell jokes in between, songs, put out a comedy album.
You got it. And that's our guy, Cody Van Kira. You can find him on Facebook. Cody Van Kira. Is that your new Facebook name?
What about Francois, who gets laid by all the dogs at the music clubs?
He's a pretty popular guy.
With the dogs. The dog ladies.
Yellow Tips are my favorite band. I love my brother, Bob. You're an asshole.
Yeah. And there it is. Welcome. And that's our guy, Cody Van Kira. Again, you can find...
There, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing.
Yes. And you can find him at Gas Station Flannel on Spotify and also on Facebook. And if you want to be a band, you want to pop on the show, get ripped apart by Bob, because that's what he likes to do to any band that we bring on here, just feel free to get in touch with us on Facebook. Again, Gas Station Flannel, Johnny Mallore's Johnny Bobbo Show, do all that stuff. And you're listening to the Johnny Bobbo Show on LateNightSportsRadio.com.
Answering my cell, no emails or texts, no messages or texts. I leave the front door open for the people that I'm close to. Life short, we trying to get down like we supposed to. Scratch out all your plans, you got nowhere else to be tonight. Give it just a minute and I promise you'll see I'm right. Tell your people where it's at, if they don't know, they're gonna find out. Forget about the past, cause in here there's only right now. We don't need the speakers on your stereo to dance to. We'll just stomp our feet and clap our hands if we have to. And if you fall, girl, I'll be the one to catch you. The beat is in your bones, you just gotta let it pass through. We don't need no choruses or words to write a song. I'll just tell you what I'm thinking and we both can sing along. And when you're lost, all you gotta do is find your way to my house. They won't be able to see us with the lights out. Come on. There's nothing like make sure everybody gets the message. Plug the sucker in, we're gonna make this night electric. It's ending when we're finished and it's starting when we're starting. Leave your problems back at home, cause yo, it ain't that kind of party. I wanna feel your skin, I wanna hear you laugh. I wanna touch your hips with no chit-chat distraction. You can grab my shirt, you can pull me real close, telling me there ain't a time that you've gotta be home. Cause tonight we're gonna act like every minute lasts a day. When you're this close to me, girl, the world is gonna have to wait. And everything you ever need is in this room, I got you. You don't ever have to leave, you can stay here if you want to. Dance till you sweat, scream until you see spots. Everybody's gotta have a piece of what we got. If you want it, all you gotta do is find your way to my house. They won't be able to see us with the lights out, come on. There's nothing left to do. Turn the lights out. Baby, what's wrong with you? Turn the lights out. All you gotta do is want a little bit more. Girl, just shut the door. Turn the lights out. There's nothing left to do. Turn the lights out. Baby, what's wrong with you? Turn the lights out. All we gotta do is find a place on the floor. Girl, just shut the door. Turn the lights out. Let's go. Nah, 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 nah. Let's go. Nah, 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 nah. Let's go. Nah, 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 nah. Let's go. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Let's go. Nah, 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 nah. Let's go. Nah, 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 nah. Let's go. Nah, 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 nah. There's nothing left to do. Turn the lights out. Baby, what's wrong with you? Turn the lights out. All you gotta do is want a little bit more. Girl, just shut the door. Turn the lights out. There's nothing left to do. Turn the lights out. Baby, what's wrong with you? Turn the lights out. All we gotta do is find a place on the floor. Girl, just shut the door. Turn the lights out.
Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Sullivan.
Dear Cody Vancura, I apologize for my profane words and my poorly chosen words. I insulted you and the band that covered this Mayeux song. I didn't get it. I did not realize it would offend you so much, but I tend to offend a lot of people on this show, and if it got you so butt-hurted that you will no longer come on the show when I'm here, then I would advise you to get some Johnson & Johnson butt cream to fix your butt-hurtedness, and I am deeply, deeply sorry in my butt-hurtedness. Cody, I love you, and I'm sorry for hurting your butt. Love.
Yeah. and that is as sincere as Bob Sullivan gets. No one believes it, but it is.
No, it is. For as long as I've known him, yeah, that's as real as Bob gets right there, folks.
The butt-hurtedness. Okay, that was legitimately funny and legitimately butt-hurted.
Yeah. No, it totally made sense, man. You know, you had to do something about that.
Okay,
You
but
kept
really-
going back to it.
Cody, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but that's the shtick. I have never liked any of the music you've brought on. That's the thing. I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. Actually, I am trying to be a dick. That's
Yeah, exactly. No, there's a thin line. There's a thin line
Is
between
like-
insult, douchebag and jagoff and dick. It's all very thin line.
Dick and a lot of shit.
Yeah, man. You know, but like that's the thing, like because that's what I am. You know, I'm a dick, and it's because I say things because I think they're funny, and they're funny to me, and usually it works out well for everybody. But there comes a time when you're dicks, you understand what you're doing wrong. You know, it's funny, and you do it, you know, for the good of everybody, so everybody can get a chuckle out of it. But you know, if you hurt somebody's feelings, you go up to your apologize. Hey man, come on, I'm just fooling around with you. Blah
But
blah
he just
blah.
clearly got hurted tonight, and that's just all that happened.
That's okay. It was a family thing. It's a family thing that'll happen. But as you said, that's his shtick. I'm the weirdo guy.
I'm gonna dig into my family history and find out that we're Irish, and that we got famined by the potatoes, and he's gonna come after us about that. And that's totally cool.
Cody, if you want to come after me about the potato famine, that's cool. You know, that's all I'm saying about that. That's the family thing.
It's all right. So random Bobbo.
Yeah, butthurtedness. Well, let's get back to butthurtedness.
I don't know if that's wise.
Yeah, Johnny, what do you got?
Oh, John is in internet purgatory right now.
Purgatory. Okay. Well, let me talk about the NBA draft. In the Knicks' history, you know, at the 20th pick a few years back when Isaiah Thomas was at the helm, he drafted a guy by the name of Rolando Balkman. And that guy could have been signed as an undrafted free agent out of South Carolina. Balkman I did like as a Knick. You know, I always felt like Isaiah's draft picks were good. You know, whether it was David Lee and Ant Robinson, blah, 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 you name it. Genie Fry. But he always managed to trade them. Or, you know, he tried to flip them into something better, and that never happened. So, Isaiah, you can suck my balls.
Oh, my gosh.
John Maloris, you're back.
Yeah, I sure am. I'm glad I was able to catch that. So now I can apologize and sincerely apologize to everybody for foul language and the graphic language in which you put awful pictures in people's heads.
Yeah. I also apologize.
Oh, by the way, not to beat a dead horse, but the Sixers took another
beat
center.
Off a dead horse?
No, I said beat a dead horse. The Sixers took another center with their last pick.
Are you serious?
Nope, really not.
This is like, I don't even know what this is like.
It's like so bad. There's nothing else to compare it to. That wouldn't offend anyone.
Yeah, it literally. Well, like Keith said, it's like beating a horse, but it's also like what I said. It's like beating off a horse. I mean, it's just terrible.
Either way, you have a mess.
Either way, you have a lot of sprayed matter on your hands.
Got 90 seconds here. Do we have any random celebrity news to talk about?
Celebrity news, no. But
isn't James Harden dating a Kardashian? I'm pretty sure he is.
Hasn't everybody?
No, but he was dropping a load in that chick that took a picture with him on Instagram. She's got big lips. She's blonde. And she's got like a nose ring or something. I mean, I would probably do the same if I was him. But yeah, okay. Let me state this. Okay, these women that want to. Okay, so guys are slobs and pigs for wanting to bang everything that moves. Yet it's okay for a woman to post a picture on Instagram of them banging a celebrity. You know, the day after banging a celebrity. Whether it be Julian Edelman or James Harden or, Horatio Sands. I just don't understand why women are not held to the same. Like, if I took a picture of myself after, a selfie of me with Selena Gomez up in her guts, I would be cast off as some kind of pariah. But some chick does it with James Harden, and she's, she's still a whore, but she's not. She's not cast off like I would be if I was with Selena Gomez. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, we're casting off this show, so thank you everybody for hanging with us through that. Thank you again to Tim Duxbury of Cubs 101, ChicagoCubs101.com. Also find him on Twitter at Cubs101. And also Cody Van Cura and his lovely brothers band, Jealous Hips, with their track. We really appreciate that, and everybody coming on. I mean, just what a great show again until it all fell apart in big train wreck. So again, thank you. If you want to get in touch with us, it's at LN Sports Radio. Also find us on Twitter. There you can find me at MALIORIS and at Bob Sullivan Show. Find us on the Spreaker app. Also, radio.com. Download us on iTunes. And thank you again, everybody. Be good.